afternoon and welcome to the Middle East Forums webinar series featuring talks from Middle East Forums projects. My name is Dexter Van Zyl, and I am the managing editor of Focus on Western Islamism. Today's guest is Asad Noor, an atheist, former Muslim, and human rights activist who fled his native Bangladesh due to persecution following statements he made about Muhammad, Islam, and the oppression of religious minorities. This persecution has forced Mr. Noor into exile and hiding. The campaign to defame and intimidate Mr. Noor has moved from South Asia to the United States or North America and Europe, as Islamists in France and the United Kingdom have called for him to be killed. Activists from Bangladesh have vilified Mr. Noor on American soil, in Philadelphia no less. At some point during today's webinar, MEF staffer Anaf Kalem, who has played a crucial role in FWI's coverage of Asad Noor's story, will help with translation if needed. I would like to encourage people to ask questions by clicking on the Q&A button at the bottom of their screen and enter their questions into this box. Good afternoon, Asad. How are you?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this. Thank you for inviting me and speaking in this event. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Can you give us a brief description of how you have attracted the attention of Islamists worldwide and how it started in Bangladesh? Why do they hate you so much?
The journey of being a Muslim who starts his education at a madrasa, performing 5 times prayers to understanding what is Islam. I think the errors the religious book can inject in our mind and soul is not an easy path for everyone. I have seen peaceful followers of Islam as well, but the Islamist who believes their religious book commands killing, so-called command killing, and do hate non-Muslims and order to prove superiority in their society is what bothers me. There have been numerous hate preachers of Islam and they have become extremists now. When I start criticizing these Islamists, I believe I attract their attention then.
Okay. Now, you've been the target of numerous death threats in South Asia, but now you've been targeted with threats by Islamists in France and England. Who are the people who are threatening you and what are they trying to accomplish?
It was quite surprising me to see that the people from France and England who are Bangladeshi origins, they have threatening me by openly posting videos on social platforms. I believe they are the example of Islamists who has got the conception about the religion and they using their freedom and privilege of being a Western civilized country. They are blindly following the extremists who hate who are spreading the hates. I mean, the hate preachers and who belongs from Bangladesh, as they are of Bangladeshi origin and they hate those hate preachers uploads their so-called preaching videos on social media, internet. I believe these people has been influenced by those videos and they are calling up Islamists around the world to find me out and kill me. Because this is what they themselves want to do with me.
Now, how closely are they tied to the Islamists in Bangladesh? Is it just over the internet, or do you think there's any organizational ties?
As I do not have any proof of their direct connection with the Islamists in Bangladesh, but it is quite clear where the source of their desperation is coming from. As one of the major Islamists and hate preacher, Abbasi, Enayatullah Abbasi, got a chance to enter England in June 2023. He must have left his footprints of to those Islamists in the West.
Okay. Now we've covered. You wrote an article for FWI about his visit to England. Do you think that? So it seems as if you think that that article was what incited some of his anger towards you, and that he used his influence to basically target to encourage Western Islamists to assail you. Is that correct? Do you think?
Yes, of course. And I feel this is just the beginning. And if we do not take action against these Islamists, then it will growing day by day. At the end of the day, these Islamists are the people who are creating a negative image of Islam as a religion.
Okay. Now, this is one of the things that the people that focus in Western Islamism are worried about is that we are fearful or concerned that this might actually embody a new sense of enthusiasm or encouragement on the part of Western Islamists, the way in which they can basically incite hostility towards you with apparent impunity. Do you think that's what is that one of their motives? Do you think to cause this problem? Is this a way for them to achieve new confidence in the West?
I want Westerns to be very, very careful about whom they are allowing to reside in the Western countries. I want them to be careful about whom they are allowing to them to enter the country. Also, I wanted the Westerns to take necessary actions against these Islamists, so that they can do not create an example of their other Islamists in the West and easily get away by death threatening from a civilized, peaceful Western country.
Now, after we covered the story of these expressions of hostility and hatred towards you, the websites or the videos disappeared from at least some of the social media accounts. But it seems as if the hostility has continued against you. Is that accurate? Or
yes,
or yeah, talk to us about that.
They're continuously threatening me, and they are trying to find me where I am locating in, and they are trying to kill me every day. They are threatening me by emails, messaging. They are doing the same.
Okay. Now, what do you have to say back to the people who are calling for your murder? What's your response to these people?
I feel very sorry for them, because they think it is the command of their religion, but it is not. I think they should think about the reality. They will understand what they are doing and why they are doing. Is any religion can order anybody to kill someone for criticizing? I think they should understand what they are doing.
Yeah. Now, have the police in France or the United Kingdom reached out to you to basically tell you that they've actually done anything against the people who've directed, who've called for your murder?
I have no idea about this, and nobody contact me. I mean, no policeman. I do not get email from police and anybody. I have no information about this. I saw those people are continuously doing their activism. They are uploading videos. They are doing everything on their regular life.
Okay. So essentially, the hostility hasn't abated at all. It's gotten worse.
Yeah.
Now, have any reform-minded Muslims in the West or even in South Asia or in Muslim-majority environments, have they reached out to you to offer their support?
Yeah, the role of reform-minded Muslims can be very, very effective if they try to reform those specific verses in their religious book, and most of them, they believes it is wrong. They are who threatening me. They are talking against these people who are threatening me, and reformists contacting me, and they are supporting me. They are feeling sorry to me. They are apologizing as a Muslim. It is clear that they are contacting me, and I'm thankful to them.
Okay. Now, how do you think you've warned Westerners in general that they need to pay attention to who they let into their countries, but how should Westerners respond in general to Islamists who are already in their countries who are directing these threats at you? What is our message to these Islamists who are threatening you, and what is the message that we need to give to the larger community?
I think our Western friends should be very, very careful about these types of people, because they are not only threatening me as I am an atheist. They are targeting people who is open-minded. They are trying to establish their religious beliefs. I mean, their ideology. They believes you cannot criticize any religion. You cannot. Basically, they do not want to. They do not believe in freedom. They think you should be like me. So Westerns should very careful about them. They should watch their activities, and they will be understand that what happen will next.
Right. Now, have any organized Muslim organizations actually condemned these acts of incitement against you? Has there been any specific organization within the Muslim world that has said, no, this is wrong? We do not want to see Asad Noor defamed or vilified like this, and we should not call for his murder. Has anybody specifically said, leave Asad Noor alone?
Yeah. The Ahmadiyya Muslims openly declared that they do not believe killing non-Muslims, even anybody criticize Islam. They believe we accept all the people in the around the world. They are openly declared that they will not kill a critic of Islam. And another one is I forgot the name. They are also a Muslim community in Bangladesh. I forgot the name. They are Hezbut Tawhid. The name is Hezbut Tawhid. They are moderate Muslims, I think. They believes in women's rights, and they are openly declaring that we have no issues with murtads. I mean, ex-Muslims. They can do criticize everywhere. They have declared openly.
Okay, but how about in the West, any Muslim organizations in the West? Because this is a notorious campaign. Everyone should know about it. It's been pretty well publicized. Human Rights Watch has done information about this. Has the Council on American Islamic Relations or any of the American Muslim organizations or any of the Muslim organizations in Europe come to your defense that you know of?
I do not get any types of emails from Western countries, Muslims or organizations. I'm sorry.
But the thing is that if you clearly, if somebody had come to your defense, it would be probably pretty high on your radar if it had. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. Now I'm going to go to the questions from the audience, and this. And so the first question is, are Sufi Muslims any more supportive of this? You mentioned the Ahmadiyans. How are Sufi Muslim organizations?
I think Sufis are wearing masks. They are extremists like we are seeing in social media. I think Sufis also be radical when
Okay.
they think it is threat for Islam.
Okay. Now, what meaningful support and actual? I don't. You mentioned that reformist Muslims have contacted to express your support and apologized on behalf of of their community. But essentially, the one question, and it's kind of a repeat: have any of them come out publicly to support you in your defense in social media platforms or print media? Has there been anything?
No, nobody speak publicly yet.
Okay. So I guess now one of the things is that you have been critical of Islam as a religion, which is clearly a right because, Islam is an idea like any other. But at the same time, it seems as if you've worked hard not to offend people in the mainstream or in the Muslim community, and that your real objection is to the Islamists, who essentially want to impose Sharia law and basically use you as an example of their war against so-called blasphemy.
Yeah.
Is there any interest in updating Islam that you've seen either in the West or in South Asia to say, look, we're no longer going to make blasphemy wars a central element of propagating our faith?
Yeah, I have seen, but I don't know their motto. Why they are talking like this? Is their beliefs from their heart, or they are obeying their rules where they are living in? I have no idea.
Okay. Now, how do some of the moderate Muslims deal with verses in the Quran which call for eternal jihad against non-Muslims, hatred of Jews, and suppression of women? That's a question from our Q&A. And how do people deal with the Hadith? What do you think the response should be as a former Muslim?
Sorry, I do not understand the question.
How do moderate Muslims or reform-minded Muslims deal with those elements of those sources in their faith that call for the oppression and hostility towards non-Muslims? How have they reworked or reinterpreted those scriptures?
I want to clear that moderate Muslims they are trying to glorifying their religion, but they definitely will be silent when they are they if they seeing any violence against women or non-Muslims. An example: do you have seen any moderate Muslims talking against Afghanistan? Do you have seen?
Very many. A few, but not very many.
What doing Talibans in Afghanistan?
Right.
Actually, they are trying to glorifying their religion in West, or educated person. They are trying to establish that this is the religion of peace. This is that, etc., etc. But they know very well what their religion calling for, and they just erasing the blood, I think.
Right. Now, can you talk a little bit about the impact that these threats have had on your daily life without revealing any security relevant information? What's in the impact on you personally?
I am suffering day by day, and nothing is improved. If I understand your question.
Yeah. How does that suffering manifest itself? Are you living in isolation most of the time?
Yes, of course. I am in self quarantine because few days before, one of the Islamic preacher from India, he openly threatening that he knows my location where I am living in, And he also mentioned our another ex-Muslim named Mufti Abdullah al-Masood. He directly mentioned our name in his live videos that Asad Noor and Mufti Masood, we know where are you staying in, and no problem, we are Muslims, we kill people, we find our critics, and we will reach your home and we will kill. And then what can I do? Nobody supporting me, no country, no government, nobody. So I have to uh, keep myself in house.
Okay. What would activism on your behalf look like? What would support for you look like, do you think?
লোকজন তোমার সাপোর্ট করলে কিভাবে
Hmm.
সাপোর্ট করতে পারবে এই দেশে?
I have no idea about this. How can I help the people? I have no idea. Um, um, really, I do not know how people can support me.
Well, because, well, I don't mean to pressure you, but, you know, we need to see your picture on T-shirts around the world, Asad. That's what I think. You know, save us. I mean, that's what I think. And, you know, it's not my place to express that opinion, but I just cannot understand, has the larger atheist community, which has been so strong against, say, Protestants or Christians here in the United States, have they picked up the cudgel on your behalf? There are atheist organizations throughout the world. Have they reached out to you?
No, nobody reached out, but I have respect all over the world who are supporting us. I really have respect. I salute them. But the thing is, Dexter, I have been jailed for 2 years, more than 2 years. I have been the jail, and our fellow bloggers were killed. And what we want, what is our wishes? We think we should change the society. We should change our country. I mean, Bangladesh. And we believe freedom of thought. We believe freedom of religion. Every people will be they can talk openly. We wish that, and we have no expectation that we are doing this, that, and I'm sorry, my mother tongue is different. I'm very poor in English, but maybe I think I can explain what I think.
বাংলায় বললে সুবিধা হইলে বাংলায় বলতে পারো, আমি বলতে পারবো।
মানে আমার কিছু চাওয়ার নেই, আমি কিছু চাই না, এবং কেউ আমার টি শার্ট পরুক বা কেউ কিছু করুক, বা কেউ আমি আসলে হেল্প, এটা ঠিক নয়, বাট আমার চাওয়ার কিছু নেই।
He doesn't really want anything, or isn't really asking for anything. He isn't asking for anybody to wear his face on T-shirts.
Okay. Well, I mean, Asad, well, but all right. See, at this point, I think we've pretty much come to the end of our webinar. We don't have very many more questions that I really want to convey. But if you've got any last statements that you want to make to our supporters at the Middle East Forum, and basically, you know, tell them what's at stake for them in the West and globally, now's the time, Asad.
I want to aware people, and I exactly ask your support to aware people that what is happening, what Islam is doing in West, and you help me. I'm very grateful to you.
Okay, thanks so much. I think with that, Asad, I just want to thank you for your work and thank you for your time today. And I also want to thank Anaf Kalam for helping out. And we've come to the close of our webinar. And I want to thank our viewers and ask them to be on the lookout for webinar offerings, which will be emailed to you in the days ahead. And I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.